Oh, well, let me see what we got going on here. All right. We have Oh, hey. Hey, how are you? Oh my gosh, we are here. It's Tuesday. I see Kevin already said it's the tax Tuesday. No, no one wants to hear about taxes, Kevin. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? I am Val the Voice Johnson, and we are getting started on our usual fun time here on Talk on Tuesday. And so we won't be talking about taxes. Oh boy. In fact, I gotta do mine. Let me know if you have to do yours in the chat. Or if you've already gotten started on your taxes, you probably already did it already. Well, you know what? Let's get this let's get this dog and pony show on the road. Let's go. All right. We welcome to Talk on Tuesdays. We are so glad that you are able to join us on this beautiful Tuesday evening. I don't know what kind of day you guys got going on in your neck of the woods, but I know I got a good day going on here. I was just so happy to see the sun come back out because I don't know what was happening in your neck of the woods, but we unfortunately got that very cold weather in the shy. Guys, go ahead and give me a shout in the chat. I see some folks are here. I see Tracy is here. Welcome, girl. How you doing? I see Brandy. Welcome to the party. And then of course, Mr. Mark Lee. It's always good to see you. What up, amazing people? What up with you? Some of you amazing people. And of course, Miss Respect. Aretha Tatum is in the building. We're so happy to see you. This is Interludes, and we are streaming every Tuesday here on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook group, and also our Facebook page. And then also, thanks to this gentleman right here, Mark Lee, we are streaming on Pod TV. That is a channel, wonderful channel on Roku that supports podcasters, entertainment podcasters like myself. So I'm very excited about that. I need you all to chat it up because right now I know you're probably noticing something. Mr. Wamble, I'm looking for him. He's here. He's coming down the road. He's got some things happening or whatever. And I see Tracy's is going, hey. Always exciting, always exciting. Well, you know what? What's fun is when I'm able to get out in the world and see some things. And so I think what I'm going to do first is I talk about what happened the first part of the week. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Kevin. Yes, there you go. Let's go, Val. Oh, and Kevin, I'm so sorry. I didn't say what I usually supposed to say at this time. If you'd like to become a sponsor on our Interludes platform, go ahead, Mr. Springer, put it in the chat how they can become either a guest or a sponsor. So, what is happening? Thank you so much, Kevin. He rocks. He rocks. We had the BSU Presents Black Excellence Expo. And this was at the Marian Catholic High School, which is in Chicago Heights, not in a suburb of Chicago. And Mr. Wamble teaches there. Now I have to say Mr. Wamble because some of his students might be watching. We have to make sure that I give my comrade Michael respect because I've been knowing Michael for a long time. So I keep calling him Michael, but around his students, I have to call him Mr. Wamble. But look at myself. I'm here. I'm here with a great friend of mine. I'm my father's keeper. We had her on our podcast a few months ago. She released her book, and all of us graduated from North Central. Tamiko, thank you. She sat next to me, and then of course I didn't have any, things that you pass out, like you pass out some placards or something like that. I didn't have that to pass out. So I was just doing that. So I had set up my podcast. You see how I'm looking, and then she was selling her books. Am I my father's keeper? And she even spoke. Mr. Wamble had Tamiko speak to the folks, so that was kind of cool. And then we had other folks there displaying and presenting what they do. Publishing, self-publishing has become huge, ladies and gentlemen, in our pandemic past post-pandemic situation. And so we had a group there, Publish and Brand. She was there with her dad, just promoting how people can self-publish their books. I was really excited to actually get a chance to meet her. Saw some of these titles. uh, I'm taking a bougiegirlsdo.com. I'm like, all right, who's a bougie girl? Who's a bougie girl? That's right. And I see Miss Respect agrees with me. Get great to get out into the community. Yes, it is, because we've been inside too long, ladies and gentlemen. We have been inside way too long. Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do if we just in indoors? I know I can't operate well being indoors all the doggone time. So anyway, I think there is a video here. Let me see if it comes up. But yeah, that's Michael chatting with Tamiko, just finding out how she was doing. It was good to see her in person because I think we interviewed her and the other authors for that, like we usually have been doing. And then, of course, Mr. Wamble had one of the eldest alumni of Marian Catholic there. I'm not remembering her name right now, but he did give it to me. But he had her speak to some of the students, and Michael was telling me, this is what I wanted to see. This is what is we want to make sure that our youth get a chance to talk to others. If you attend anything alumni with either your school or either, I don't know, some community events that you do, I thank you so very much, Mark. That's definitely true. Getting out, getting in the community is amazing. And just, now that I don't have to really worry about your germs, I am still covering my face if you sneeze on me. I am covering my face if you sneeze. But yeah, I'm definitely doing that. But yeah, so it was good to get that down. There was a choir there. They have been traveling. They just said they came back from Italy. They sounded good. They did, like, one young lady did Amazing Grace. I said, go on and sing that, girl. Go on and sing it. So yeah, and then we had another young lady who Mr. Wamble has been training this young lady for doing speeches in and around the community. It was phenomenal. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. See, I wish he was here to tell me more about her, but that's fine. I saw her rehearsing in the hallway of the school, and then when she came on stage, ladies and gentlemen, she blew it out. Don't let the blonde wig fool you. I think that's her natural hair though, because we talking high school students. I don't think kids are wearing wigs. They're wearing weaves or something. But yes, I had a great time representing this platform, Interludes Extra, and it was good to say, hey, you know what? I work with that guy, Mr. Wamble. He organized things so well. He had everyone addressing him. What should we do, Mr. Wamble? Where should we go? And I was like, oh my goodness, will you look at this? I mean, to see Michael in his element teaching and kind of guiding the students, and a lot of the students are just, they're there and they want to be encouraged. And we always joke around. I think Alvin Daniels, he's a friend of the show, and I remember we did an interview with him, and he called Michael a unicorn because of him being a black teacher. There's very few black male teachers in teaching, so it's a really really big deal when that happens. But oh my gosh, and I have to say that was fun to do. And then of course I was right on. I kept right on going, right on down. I was in Chicago Heights and I came on back to Chicago. I stayed in the hundreds today. I was in the hot hundreds. I was in the hot hundreds. I decided, hey, let me go and check out season the showcase, not just the series, the showcase. Ladies and gentlemen, this was fun, fun, fun. Now, we have interviewed a few folks from season. We've interviewed Tracy. I think she's in the audience with us. And then, of course, I see Miss Respect Tatum, Miss Aretha, Miss Respect Tatum. She's one of the folks that directed. Season is a series that is on Tubi. We actually had them on last week, actually, and that was great. And so I knew I was attending. Mike knew he was attending, so that was fun. And so right there was toward the end of, I think it was toward the end of the show for this shot. And we have Tracy in her bright red, and she was singing one of the theme songs from Season. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then I hung around. Michael had to leave, but I hung around and got a few shots of some of our folks in the cast, which was really fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at these guys. Everyone looking so great, looking so dapper Dan. Um, and one thing that I'm very happy about is that this is an independent production, that it was produced here in Chicago. It's a really big deal that it was done. And then of course, let me see. Andre Blaze Rogers, Tarona Rice, Natasha Hudgens. I'm saying that right. Tracy Kincaid, Veronica Dillard, Crystal Joy Franklin, and then of course the series director Aretha Miss Respect Tatum and Brittany L. Hogan. Now this is all according to IMDb. If I got it wrong, Miss Aretha, just go ahead and correct me on that. But I was just really happy to just see everyone there. And if you guys want to check out Season the series, you can see it on Tubi. It is streaming. The 5 episodes are streaming. Now, of course, they left us with a cliffhanger, so hopefully we get a chance to go ahead and see some more. There's Toronto right there with Tracy right there in the center. That is so cool. And so yeah, I got my shot with Aretha. I was like, hey, let's get a shot with you. And then of course, Andre's tall. He's a tall brother, so I had to kind of angle the camera some kind of way so I wouldn't drop it or whatever. But it was good seeing everyone there. Michael, what happened? And here we go. What you get? You got. Let's see the season you got with the season. Michael's got the season. Woo! Let's go, Mr. Wamble. Woo! Yay! Go, Mr. Wamble. It's video. So that was fun. What happened? There was a program that came with the showcase, which was really good. Yes, Tracy is clapping big time. And thank you so much, Kevin, for putting that in the chat for me. You can check out the entirety of the series season on Tubi. But between the two of us, Michael got the season, and I think it was a special seasoning. And of course, it goes in hand with the theme of the show, which is excellent. Thank you so very much, Aretha. Custom hickory smoke seasoning. Michael is a cooker, so he loves to barbecue. So this season will definitely be used. Somebody will be using it in his home. So I am so excited about that. That is amazing. But yeah, so we really had fun. And congratulations to there's more. Don't be ashamed. Let it go. Let it go. You can make it. Let it go. Let it go. No good thing. Let it go. 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 All right, come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Segments from the show was performed, and they were so funny. And a Chicago legend was the host, Bonnie Deshawn. I remember listening to her on V103 and WGCI here in Chicago, and it was so good to see her and reconnect with her. I just didn't realize how well connected Aretha and Tracy really are. I kind of feel like they're the queens of Chicago. I know you all probably laughing about that right now, but go ahead, guys, go ahead and support the show. And I love, and here's it. I love what Aretha says. The message of season is what we love. And when anytime you hear her present the show, she pitches it. It's like an elevator pitch. You have lived your life for everyone else, and now it's time for you to live your dreams. That's right. So I'm a lot of the cast members and folks are here watching, saying hello. We are so grateful that you guys entrusted us with coming through and supporting, because we've been supporting this since we heard about it. And we also thank Dre for just letting us know, because we first found out about everyone through the wonderful Mr. Wisdom, the Wisdom film that we saw back in 2021, and it's been on and cracking ever since. I've been fangirling out. That's what that is. So, oh my gosh. Well, you know what, guys? Oh, and I did. Oh, that was fun. There's Bonnie Deshawn. I knew I had a shot of Bonnie Deshawn. There you go. So anyway, it was a fun time, and I have to tell you guys, it was phenomenal. What you know what I got a chance to see a little bit here at the crib. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I want to check out a film. And I was trying to figure out which one should I check out. So, and I see Yolanda's in the building. Hello, Yolanda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much, Kevin. Kevin is always looking out for me. I appreciate you. That's right. He is moderating from a completely different city than I am, which is fine, because I love how this platform brings all of the folks together, which is wonderful. But I got a chance to check out Praise This. OMG, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen the movie Praise This? I mean, talking about going from the season of series and definitely inspirational music, a little sprinkle with a lot of gospel happening, but then going straight to I'd like to call it gospel with a twist. Gospel with a twist. That's about the best way. Oh, and then who is this, Paul? He says, "Congratulations for a wonderful program. I enjoyed it immensely and will come again." There you go. All right. Thank you so much for commenting on that, Paul. We appreciate it. So here's it go. I'm going to ask the question in the chat, and you guys go ahead and answer this. Go ahead and answer it. Have you seen Praise This on Peacock? I got a chance to watch it. What about you? Did you get a chance to watch it? I don't know. So I think I'm sitting here and I'm like, Mr. Wamble, he said, Valerie, you gotta see
I did.
Praise This. You did say, hey, there he
I
is.
did
Hey,
say it. I did say it. Yeah, yeah. Hold
gotta
on, hold on, hold on.
mhm.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah. No, 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 no. Tell your sister she's gonna be great in the Little Mermaid. All right, thanks. Okay. All right, bye.
All right. So we have some folks letting us know. Bella, not yet. Okay, no problem. And LG says yes, she's seen it. Let us know in the chat if you've gotten a chance to see Peacock's Praise This. Michael, I'm so glad. I'm happy to see you. What was your initial thought?
Hey,
Hey, what was your initial thoughts on the
hey,
film Praise This? What
hey.
did you
No,
think?
no, no worries, no worries. I just got back in from
Hmm.
Kansas City, so yeah.
Hmm.
So what did I think of Praise This?
Yeah,
I
what you
love.
think?
Oh my goodness. So I gotta tell y'all, it in my previous life, before I got to be part of Interludes Extra and talk
Hmm.
on Tuesday with Val the Voice and Coach Tony who's coming up. Before that happened, when I was a journalist, I wrote about religion, in one of the first stories I had as a test story was heading down to Virginia, Hampton Roads
Mm.
area, Newport
Mhm.
News, Hampton area, near Hampton University, outside there. And I wrote about this church and this is like
Hmm.
years ago. And I
Years ago.
wrote about
Okay.
yeah, so I wrote about this church, and what they did at this church was that they had a hip hop ministry. And what their
Hmm.
hip hop ministry was they would take songs, can't make this up. They would take songs off the radio and flip them and turn them into gospel songs. So one of the first
Interesting.
stories that I wrote about was a church just like the church that's in Praises on Peacock. It was a church much like that. And at the time, and I never forget this, two of the songs that they used.
What two songs you thinking about? Now he's laughing. I see.
Woo! So there's these two songs. Now one of them I heard on radio only
Hmm.
yesterday, which
Hmm.
reminded me of this. And one of them was called "Candy Shop" by 50 Cent featuring Olivia.
No. Candy Shop.
Yes, they took Candy
50.
Shop.
Oh
Yes, by
no.
50. 50. This
Mm-mm.
was before 50 moved to TV and became the big TV producer that he is today with all of his Power and Power Book 3 and Ghost Power Book and Casper Power Book and all that kind of stuff. But that was one of them. And the other one, Tell the Truth, Shane the Devil. The other one was this song that was it was another 50 Cent song because he was hot at the time. It was a
Hmm.
song called Magic Stick.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds
Now,
crazy.
do you remember that song?
I
I got
remember
the
the song.
magic stick.
Yeah, you don't have
I
to
hear
rap it. I believe you.
I,
I believe you. I believe
I
you.
got
I
the
believe you.
magic.
You don't have to sing
All
it.
right.
You ain't got to
So
say
so
the
look,
lyrics.
so look,
You ain't.
found a
I don't know.
voice. Found a
La la
voice.
la la
I gotta
la la
tell you,
la
I
la.
gotta tell you, this church, these young people in their
Hmm.
infinite creativity
Okay.
had to be divine, right? They got on the stage.
And did what?
Can't make this up. Can't make this up.
Okay. Can't make what up. Okay.
And they had the praise dancing going, so they had to have choreographed this, right? So it
Okay.
wasn't like they were just doing it just then. They actually practiced this. He's got the magic stick. He got one. He get twice. The one and the two were the nails in the hand because they said that he was crucified. Can't make this up. To the magic stick.
Okay.
So they turned the magic stick. They said the magic stick was the cross.
Okay. So you see what Mark's saying about you?
Hey, you know what? I look. You know what? All I'm doing is telling the truth.
Okay.
Some of these
So
things you can't make up. And they had the
okay.
music, so it was the uh 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 uh
Okay.
uh
Okay. All right.
uh.
So can we get back to the movie?
Ow!
Can we please get back to the movie?
With the soundtrack going,
Okay.
ow, in the sound, and it's like, wow.
Okay.
And you
I'm
want
gonna
to go
get
back
back
to
to
the movie?
I'm gonna
Is
go
that
I'm
safer?
gonna go back to the movie.
It's
So
safer to go back to the movie.
it's very safe to go back to the movie because I really
I
don't
don't
want
know
you talking
because they
about
did. Hey, they
magic
did.
sticks and Jesus in the same
Hey,
category.
she did turn pressure into a Christian song, which is
Okay.
amazing too. She
Okay.
did turn the
So
Ari Lennox song pressure into something too.
can I get a word? Can I get a
Hey,
word
you can
in?
get a witness.
Let me get a word in. Okay. So the
Hey,
cast
you can get a witness. Uh huh.
We're looking at Chloe Bailey. There we
We
go.
are
And
now. We're looking at the
Angelica
production team on the
Washington.
other side.
Okay, let me go on. Let me go to
Yeah,
this one.
there you
Okay, I'm
go.
sorry.
Now there we go. Now we looking at
Chloe
the cast.
Bailey, Angelica Washington. We have
Mm-hmm.
Quavo, comedian Drew
Quavo.
Quavo.
That's
Sorry,
why I'm here.
Quavo.
If y'all wonder
Okay,
why I'm here on the show, that's so you can
comedian
say Quavo.
Drewski, J. Karen Carr, Corin Harthorn, Tristan Mack Wiles, Christian Renee Harslet. Oh, and she's from BET Sisters. I don't watch Sisters, so I didn't know her, so I had to look her up.
I know you.
Kendrick Cross, who
It's
played
okay.
Uncle Larry, Stranger
You don't
Things,
listen
and
to
he's
Migos either, so that's why
right,
Quavo.
exactly.
Yeah, all
And
right.
then of course we have Michael Anthony playing Bishop Headley. He was the one that kept making fun of Tristan, the Tristan Mac Wiles
Yeah.
character. I have to tell you this, Michael. Now I saw this in the chat. I want to make sure that I go back to it because I saw one of our
It's
one of our friends from the show, Brown Sugar Cafe. This is Terrence. We haven't watched this yet. Him and his wife. I'm kind of on the fence because the trailer felt like a dance movie, and I'm not a fan of dance movies. LOL.
yeah, it's
So
more
what do you say
like
about that?
it's not necessarily a dance movie. You know,
Hmm.
I guess it's supposed to be, huh? Because it's about a praise dance
Supposed to be
team.
right. So
But
the
it's
people in
more
this
of a musical. It is
right. So
more
the
of a
people
musical.
right. Right. So the people that's in this shot. So we have Chloe, who is the kind of the lead character in here. You got Will Packard and you Tim Story, and then the director. Who's the director, Michael?
That's Tina Gordon.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Tina Gordon is known for which dance film? Stump the Yard and
So some older stuff too, right?
Drumline.
Drumline, yeah. So she's been working on in that area. This movie kind of reminds me of those sort of 2000s movies.
Hmm.
A lot of those musicals, those kind of teen musical things. I can understand why someone would say that they saw it and thought it might be like a dance movie, but really it's more music. So you got a lot of scenes with Chloe and Quavo, of course, Quavo from Migos.
Migos, yeah.
And so one of some of the interesting things that have come out since then, and
Hmm.
since Praises has come out, is that he has at least been open to in interviews and hinted at the idea of doing a gospel hip hop album or a gospel hip hop project, which I think would be fascinating to have,
Hmm.
one of the, creative artists within the Migos go in that direction. Of course, you have him squarely rooted. The movie is set in Atlanta, and to have the Migos there, I mean, that just makes so much sense. I mean, even when Donald Glover, started out with Atlanta,
Hmm.
very beginning,
Hmm.
one of the very, more infamous episodes has the Migos out in a forest with some crazy. So, so an idea in there. I love that
So
shot. That's a great shot. It's got
yeah,
trap in there because they do
yeah.
use trap music. They use R&B. They make this kind of connection. And Val, I know that I'm sure you've already talked about how this movie does like so many others where they use
I didn't
contemporary music.
I didn't I didn't get to that point yet.
Uh,
Waiting for you to I was waiting for
oh,
you to land the plane
uh,
because
well, I'm passing the ball. What's up? Yeah.
so I grabbed this shot because it
Hmm.
definitely I am not a fan, and I'll just put it out there. I'm not a fan of trap music. I know that's a very popular genre that's in the South, the dirty South. I'd like to say that got started almost 30 years ago with Outkast and a few other folks or something. I don't know. It's kind of that thing. But here's the thing. Think about 20-25 years ago when Mary, when uh, Kurt
Like
Franklin, when
Mary.
Yolanda Adams, when Jay Moss, when these folks released music and it was a little bit different outside of the sound of what you hear in traditional gospel, praise worship music. And so here it I felt uncomfortable with Kurt Franklin using Earth, Wind, and Fire for a song, and then he would do some things like that recording. And then, of course, a lot of us that love traditional gospel knows that Kurt can definitely do traditional gospel, but it literally is to attract the young people, young folks to you know be to love and be regarded for Jesus. My mom did not like, and I'll share this with you, Michael. There was a song that Kurt Franklin recorded, and he said, "Go Jesus, go Jesus, go." And my mother was like, "Where is Jesus going? And why is she telling Jesus to go somewhere? What who do you have on my radio?" And I was like, "It's Kurt Franklin, Mom." So if you are a friend, and here we go, Tracy, thank you so very much. You can go all the way back to Andre Crouch, who did traditional gospel music in a completely different way. And that, we're now talking the late 70s, early 80s. Every generation has that where it's something a little bit different, but the
Oh,
message of God, I believe, is still there. I feel like the message of Jesus is still intact with this movie, Praises. Do you think so, Michael?
I think it, yeah, and then the way that it's put together, here,
Mhm.
and I love what you're saying about
Mhm.
this Val the Voice, because I don't think that this, you and I get to watch this and we get to
Mhm.
tell people about it, but I don't think it's for you. I don't think it's for me. I mean,
Mhm.
I think it is clearly for the people that I see, day to day in the classroom. It's for the
Mhm.
kids that Coach Tony works with, on the court and in practice. It's for a different generation. And as you
And
said,
and
I remember when the Winans, my goodness, tell the truth,
mhm.
shame the devil. I remember when the Winans were controversial. Now that's
Mhm.
going back a little bit, it's like what BB and CC singing together. That was man, yeah. So it says, "Hi guys, my wife saw this. Oh, okay, very predictable. Good. Okay, yeah, she can. Like Chloe has this voice, and I think that her voice in this show is one of the things that really sends it through. There's a lot of amazing talent that you see here. A lot of younger talent. Um, Throughout this time. So some of these people you may or may not know that Val may or may not have talked about, including the artist Drewski, who's in it. He's the guy that has the blonde hair and the beard. You probably recognize Drewski if you've been watching the playoffs. And by playoffs, I'm not talking about the NHL. If you've been watching the playoffs, you probably recognize Drewski from those commercials, those wonderful Google commercials in which the tall Russian says, "I have next, I have next." So that's that guy. So that guy is like awesome, and so this movie. Hey Val, how you doing? So this movie is just something that we thought that you might be interested in. For some people, it may not be their taste. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's in that commercial. No, that is him. Yeah, the blonde guy with the beard is Drewski. He is in the Google
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah, and Michael, I want to make sure that I get this up here.
Yeah. Oh
Jimmy
no.
says
Yeah, we did. We went through
you
it when
talked
you
about that one. Okay, great.
took your little
Yeah.
break there. Yeah. So yeah, we went into that, and that's fine, and it's not for everybody, and that's cool too. Some things, getting to be that age, and some of this stuff ain't for me, but I can still recognize the artistry there, and I can still
Mhm.
see that there is something that there's something that comes through it, right? Val, do
Yeah.
you agree that's genuine and kind of unlike another sort of church-based effort that was on Peacock a couple months ago, which I thought was misplaced, trash, and not worthy of viewing. This is not in that case. Uh,
Thank goodness.
yeah, right. Thank goodness. You remember what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know exactly which one you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. Yeah.
this is much better. Maybe not for you, but might be for younger people in your life, either, kids, grandkids, cousins, nephews, nieces. I think this isn't a bad thing. It's got a really good message to it overall.
Well, we want to welcome all of our guests that have joined us, and so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I want to make sure to do
Bam.
that, and then go ahead and hit the like button if you've been enjoying some of the segments that we've been doing on the first part of this. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate it. But now it's time for the star of the show, for the other star of the show. It's time for Coach. Let's go.
Hey,
Hey,
Val,
all right.
all right. Hey Val, I got to correct you on one thing because you know I love you to death.
Of
And,
course.
and for all my fans out there, I'm a big fan of trap music, baby. I love it. And the correction is, why do you think your guy Ti calls himself the king of trap? It's not Outkast. It was Ti that dropped that cars and clothes, money roll. That's how all my money goes. That's them 24s. So
Coach, did Val credit Trap to the Outcast?
I love Outkast because that stank on you,
Hey,
man. That
hey,
stank on you was ridiculous.
I apologize. I can't catch everything. You know what I mean?
Stank on you.
That's
Hey,
okay. That's all
but
right.
Val put up there because stank on you. That out. I mean, hey man, you know, it's Ti straight to Outkast, Mike. You know that.
Right. I
Then
will
then
Oh,
listen to
then,
Southern Playalistic
then God,
yes, that's
Cadillac.
the form that I like. That's the one that I like because it
mine,
reminds me of like I don't know, it reminds me of the funk. What is that?
Hey.
but see, Val, you remember the one. Bum, 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 bum.
What's this? What
Hey,
was that?
that was that TSU man, the aristocrats balling on that on the field, baby. You
Yes.
know, and then
Yeah.
jump out with some sorry Miss Jackson. Come on now.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
Right.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
brother too. Hey,
Oh, that
I
was fun.
apologize. Hey, that was I'm telling you, I was listening to a documentary. I'm about to send it to you and Mike. And it talked about how, you
Oh man.
know, the in 50 years of hip hop, um, it was about Grandmaster Flash. Actually, I got an opportunity. It was like a 50-minute interview. Really cool.
Oh,
I
nice.
stayed there for the whole time. And he talked about the evolution of African Bambaataa, Mike, right? You know, Planet Rock, Cool Herc, all these boys in the New York into what he was doing to DMC on into the West Coast and the East Coast. But he was telling a story about when it got to the South. Nobody even thought nobody wanted to go to the South, man. Who was trying to listen to anything from the South? But Master P and these guys came in first. And when T.I. them, kind of heard what Master P and these guys were doing, they created a whole different language, kind of like what Snoop Dogg did with that for Jizzle, right? And and when Atlanta hit, it was like, if you notice, when we were in school, what was a black city in America? DC.
DC, yeah,
Correct.
definitely.
When the young kids hit, you ask them what's a black city in
Chocolate
America,
City. Chocolate City,
right?
DC, right?
And you ask the young kids who has chocolate city, they're gonna say ATL.
Will they?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
The
okay.
young
So
people, yeah.
that's the difference. So it moved a little bit farther south, right? Because DC
Exactly.
Chocolate City, I mean, of course, we know Chocolate City from George Clinton,
Right.
famously declaring as Chocolate City with Parliament Funkadelic, right? Yeah, yeah. And see, y'all forget. Y'all forget.
Oh,
Coach is a DJ too. So
come on
coach
now. Hey,
he'll don't
Something
have me
about
digging
the
the
music
crates.
that's fun and
don't get
Don't
it
makes me
have
twisted,
me
Mike.
sing.
digging the crates because he'll start
Right,
pulling
tell
out
him, Mike.
vinyl on you.
Don't get it twisted, Mike. I go
Coach will
get the
start pulling
crates,
out
buddy.
Because we
albums on
all
you.
I go get the
Okay,
crates, man.
and
vinyl,
all
vinyl.
about.
Whoa,
Sweet.
whoa. Hey, so
I'm sorry.
Val, you 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 and Mike will love this story then. So I'm sitting in Nashville. I think I told you guys this story, but I'm sitting in Nashville off this main street that comes off of 65 close to downtown. And there's a little bar that's there. And I'm out doing some work and I'm waiting on the bar owner to sell him some stuff that I've got working on throughout the day. And while I'm sitting there, I'm outside on this porch of the bar because the bar doesn't open till like 4:30. And this van pulls up, literally a van, not a Benzo, not a Mercedes, not a Rover, just a basic old van pulls up, and this guy gets out. He walks up towards the porch, and I paid no attention to him because I was sitting there on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy looked up, and he actually was the owner of the bar there. And I was speechless because when I looked up, it was none other than George Clinton. And I'm like,
Really? How many
yes.
different colors of hair did he have in his head at the time?
About
Did you see
5.
him?
Yeah, yellow, red, blue,
Yeah.
gray.
Mhm.
And he
Very
sit there for a
colorful.
minute. We chopped it up for a second. And, I was damn near speechless. And so he went in, and I stayed outside. And he came back out and said, hey, young brother, you like the funk? I go, yeah, I love the funk. So he said, man, we waiting on the same people. Come on in here, man, and just chill out, get out this hot sun. And when I say, Mike, you'd be very impressed in your music class. He tuned up every single instrument. I was shocked. The drums, the snares, the horns, the trombones, the piano, the guitar, the bass. He tuned up every single instrument because they performed. And he told me he's in Nashville every 6 to 8 weeks at this one bar. It's a hole in the wall. It's kind of like going to Wild Hair.
I remember the wild hair. Yeah.
Look, Coach, as I Mr. Lee, I saw was in there. He was mentioning George Clinton. In my former life, in one of my former lives, I did both of these things. I met Teddy. He's talking about what about Teddy Riley as a producer? Teddy Riley is an interesting dude. He is 3 feet high and rising. All right, if you ever get to meet Teddy,
I met Teddy.
look down, because that's where you're gonna see him,
I
right?
met Teddy.
Right, Val?
Yeah,
He came up to your waist, maybe.
He came up a little bit taller than that, but his personality is huge.
Like Kurt Franklin.
His personality is huge. Now, who's a little bit taller is Aaron Hall, but I saw them perform. Where did I see them? Indianapolis.
Okay.
He was just a ball of energy.
Just recently, and of course, if you're following music, you know that Teddy is back out on tour. As part of
He's very happy to be.
Edition.
Yes,
he's part of the New Edition tour. So they just came through the city not very long ago. They came to Chicago.
They're in Nashville. They're in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they are right now?
Yes.
Yeah, so Teddy's still out there. He's still making music. And as far as George Clinton, Coach, when I saw the Godfather of Funk, when I saw George Clinton, he was out there with his granddaughter on stage.
Oh, nice.
And it's a family thing because they were sharing as a family does. So she lit it for him. And then she got it started and she passed it to him and passed it back. And I thought that's love, right? Granddaughter and grandfather, sharing it. And then we could all feel it because the wind in there in that club, the contact high we got from the music as well as other things, thank the Clintons for that. They set the mood for that event, and we were high as we could be off the music. Coach.
You're supposed to be. And speaking of setting the mode, that's a good segue. I'm about to set the mode on these playoffs because I know Mark and my man and my boys are waiting to see him. Val, don't move that picture. Leave it right there. This is got to be. I told my guys Saturday night. This is the best game series in the entire NBA playoff bracket. Why is that, Mike? Because it's the Battle of the Bay, Val. It's a battle of the bridge. The east side of the bridge or the west side of the bridge. Man, it's like the south side to the west side.
It's a little bit longer than that, but I gotta say this is I lived this. I lived this series. I feel this series so deep.
And the first time Sacramento has been back to the playoffs since 1993. Oh
It's
yeah.
that long. That's been 30 years. They
Well,
haven't been to
well,
the
well,
playoffs in 30 years.
well, no, the 2000s, right?
I'm sorry,
2000. Yeah,
2003.
give them a
2003. My
Oh,
bad.
coach.
20,
Because here's the thing.
20 years.
I gotta tell you. Like I feel a closeness to this series like no other. Having lived in California, having lived in vicinity of both of these teams, knowing that half of Sacramento became the biggest Golden State fans because I mean you would have too if you saw what the Sacramento Kings went through over the last 15 to 20 years. You would
Oh, for
have
sure.
abandoned them. You had to. I mean, they were a team. Look, here's the thing. And
Chris Webber,
coach, I'm
Chris Webber
stepping out.
era.
I'm gonna step out. Yep, I'm gonna step out on this, and you might disagree with me, but I'm gonna give you from the best of my memory here. The Sacramento Kings should have gone to a finals. They got robbed by the Lakers. Now I know
they
why it
did.
happened. I know
Yep,
why it happened. I understand the league. I
it
understand
did.
the Stern. I
I agree.
understand all of that. But they got robbed. And they got robbed to the point that David Stern know they got robbed. That's why before he passed, may he rest in peace, he made sure that the Kings through when Kevin Johnson became mayor of Sacramento,
Sacramento, right.
that he made sure that that franchise stayed in that city because he knew he stole an NBA Finals from the Sacramento Kings. There was a point, Battle Voice. We make fun of
Mhm.
Sacramento, and I did it too, even when I lived there. There was a point they had one of the most amazing NBA squads, Coach Tony. Did they
Yeah, they
not?
did.
Did they not?
Oh yeah, they had a squad. Well, White Chocolate was rolling with them too, baby.
White
My boy,
chocolate,
White
Weber,
Chocolate was rolling. Yeah,
Vlade,
with C Webb and Vlade. Yes, I'm telling you, they had a squad and they
and
were wrong.
they took Kobe, man, he rested in power, and Shaq all the way to the brink in that crazy call, and it took their ability to go to the finals away, and it coach, it broke the city, and it broke
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
team, and they weren't right for till now. They weren't right till
Until now,
now.
until now, and
What
last
took them
Saturday
so
night
long?
was their
Yeah.
first win in the first round series because they lost that first game when they played the Lakers. So this was a big night, Saturday
Like
night
the
in Bath.
beam. Like
Uh,
the beam.
the game is tonight. Now, here's what you're gonna go crazy with, Mike. I have Sacramento as my sleeper.
I can see it. I mean, and I'm not just talking about because they
And
have
that's
people up.
that's against your Warriors.
Yes, and I'm still claiming them. They're my Warriors. I'm gonna claim them. I ain't gonna let them go. But you know what? Like the beam, I will give Sack their respect. Like
Yeah.
the beam.
Can
But
we
Can't
as
talk
I
about
stand
told
this
you,
the
gentleman?
man.
Can we talk about this gentleman on screen real quick?
Draymond Green's a thug.
Mhm.
So
I got Draymond. I still got your back. So go ahead,
hey,
coach.
hey, hey,
Go ahead.
hey,
Don't
hey, Val.
What's going on with him?
ride
Why
or
he
Dray,
die.
leave?
Dray,
I'm
Dray,
riding.
Dray, Draymond is the
Ride.
new Charles Barkley, Val. That's all. Draymond is the new Charles Barkley. You know what I'm saying? He gonna clothesline you. He may, hey, if you turn around, Val, he may steal on you. You know,
Charles, you went to Charles Barkley, coach?
hey, Charles
Coach,
Barkley.
coach, how many championships Charles Barkley got?
Ooh,
No,
ooh,
no, no.
ouch.
I'm just talking
Shots
about.
fired.
I'm talking about in terms of personality. You
Yeah,
really can't pull a
I'll go back on you. I'll go back on you, and I'll tell you about the, and regardless of race, because we talk about the NBA, he's a new Bill Lambier.
I
Okay.
kind of give you some of that. I kind of give you some of that. Yep, 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 yep. But I would think he's more of a Charles Oakley type guy. You know, even though
Ooh.
Oak Tree didn't, even though he was with the Bulls and with the Knicks, you know,
Oh, okay. How many rings Oak got?
Oak didn't get the rings, but Bill only got two,
Wow.
right?
Hey, yeah, but what I'm saying is, uh, you knew when you played Bill Lambier. Hey, Michael Jordan knew when he played Bill Lambier that he was going to be on the ground for half of that
Hey,
game. He knew it was
that's
coming,
why he
right?
wrote the book called the Jordan Rule.
Jordan rules exactly. Exactly.
So is he? Mark wants to know: is he the new Rodman?
That's what I was more thinking of, Mark. He got the rings, got the comeback because he don't give a damn. Rodman didn't give a damn, right? They both gonna
Mm-hmm.
talk this stuff. They
Oh,
gonna be in your face, and they gonna do everything they got to do. And
wait,
match. That's what I was looking at more. Now he's not as crazy as Rodman. Rodman was crazy on Get Out, but
like a
Rodman
fox.
knew his place.
He's crazy like a fox. Look, hey coach, Draymond, Draymond know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that he usually finds either their best or second best player, and so if Draymond get kicked out, the chances of their second best player to get kicked out too rises as well, doesn't it?
Well,
There,
you know, but
there's a case of Sabonis. I mean, Sabonis.
I love the bonus. He
He,
don't play like his
yeah,
daddy.
but he
He,
should have
he,
he
he
should have
not
taken
playing
that
like his
walk too
daddy.
last night. He should have taken that walk out the arena as well. Is it okay for me to grab somebody's ankle? Is it
Hey,
okay for me to tackle somebody on a basketball court? Because he did
again,
that.
and Mark got a good point because that's what Robin did. Remember, Robin and Karl Malone come
I
out,
remember
hit
that.
you on the
Mm-hmm.
ass real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Robin and Karl Malone, like, hold on, dog, wait a minute. No, you get a little too close. And Robin knew at that point, once I pinched him on the butt, I had him the rest of the night because he didn't want to get close to me. See,
That's with the
Draymond
head.
is that type of player. He's that I'm gonna come into you, kiss you on the shoulder
Mm-hmm.
real quick before the game starts. What the hell? Did you
This is
just kiss me
not.
on the shoulder?
What
Hey,
does that
Val,
have to do with playing basketball? Kissing me on the what?
on the
What?
shoulder.
Take your mind out the game.
Val, did you just kiss me on the
Mind
shoulder,
out the
Val?
game.
Val, did you just kiss me on the shoulder, Val?
I did.
Hey, stop the
Keep
show.
your
Keep your
lips
mind.
to yourself.
Keep
Let's
your
Keep
defend
your
mind.
this
lips to
ball
yourself.
here.
Hey, and that was the cycle. And because Dennis Rodman used to do it so much,
Hmm.
and Mike, I think that Draymond is a perfect character. Now, here's a question: can that help Golden State as a number 6 seed get over the hump with Sacramento? Because even if
Yeah.
they get over the hump against Sacramento, they still got my boys down here in John Morant. And Val, I don't know if you got that picture. He hurt his wrist against the Lakers, and they
Hmm.
would have
Mhm.
won that game because, believe it or not, Mike, Anthony Davis played well, and he took a charge. Now, you know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
That means he's going to be out the next 2 games. Because you know what Anthony Davis,
Oh,
AD, stands for, right?
after death
No,
Man,
already down.
always
already.
down.
I knew it was
Always
bad. No
down.
matter which one it
Yeah.
was going to be bad. Already down.
Already
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Hey, coach. So, looking at this photo, and like I said, all respect to Zach and the Kings. They are legitimate number three. They earned it. They played heck of a ball all year. The Coach Brown deserves Coach of the
Love
Year.
Coach Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And he came off of that Warrior bench of coaches. So he's got his championship. He knows what he's doing there.
And this is personal,
He
Mike.
went there with LeBron. He's been in
Yeah,
the finals with LeBron. He knows what he's doing.
yeah.
But here, coach,
It becomes personal. It's like,
coach,
it's like back in the day, Val. When we played ball. In high
Coach
school,
Tony.
even in college. Back in the
Coach,
day, it was personal when we went down on 83rd and Vincent to go to Simeon. You know what I'm saying? We went down to
Right.
Simeon and played. That was a personal game. We went over to the Argyle Garden to play against Tim Hardaway and those guys at Carver. That was personal.
Kill
You know what I'm
Gardens.
saying? That was personal.
Oh,
But
Lord.
but in the city, everybody knew, where the ball players, where the schools were, and so forth and so on. But I'm just telling you, you got these NBA playoffs, and guys always talk, oh, I don't like the NBA and such. The
Mhm.
playoffs, these guys are going to play.
But hey,
They're
coach. So throwing this in as we transition from, and I agree, and y'all, we didn't talk about this with Coach ahead of time. He
We
just
haven't.
happened to
We
pick my
didn't.
series as the best series, which it is. Coach, what team doesn't lose at home all
what team?
year? What team does not lose at home? What team had the craziest home to road split in the NBA? Which team cannot be defeated at Chase Bank in San Francisco? What
Oh
team
my
doesn't lose at
gosh. You're
home?
just giving all kinds of
Well,
okay.
I'm going to go against you And I'm about to say
Oh
that
no,
team.
I'm talking about stats. I'm talking about the numbers.
Oh,
What team?
okay. Yeah.
Team don't
Stats.
lose at home.
Yeah. Stats has got to be in the Golden Gate, in the gates.
That's right.
But
Golden State don't lose at home.
yeah, but that team that's right behind them within a sneeze is none other on the opposite side in Hartford, the Bankers, and that is in Boston. Because them boys,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Jason
true.
Tatum and
But see here, what I'm telling you is this: Golden State, they weren't able to steal a game in Sacramento. Sacramento earned that 3 spot. But
Mhm.
until Golden State loses at home, I still think this is their series. I know they down 0-2, but I gotta see Sac take a game in Golden State.
yeah,
That'll make
I,
me a
I,
believer. I still don't believe. I still
I
don't
think
believe it.
I think they win again tonight. I think they go up 2-0 tonight. And
Oh yeah, no, it's 2-0. It's 2-0 from now. Sac is up 2-0 against Golden
Oh,
State.
wow.
They won
yeah,
those
yeah,
2 home games. So
it's done.
so
I, I,
until Sacramento Kings
we
win
get one,
in San Francisco, until
just
they get
one.
one, I don't buy it. I still don't
Now
buy
my question to you is
it.
this: I like them, but here's the biggest question of the whole board. John Morant gets hurt, goes down on a charge from AD.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron had an okay game. Anthony Davis had a monster game. Now the Lakers go up on the number 2 seed, 1-0. The question is, can the Lakers pull this out and the old man put on his cape?
So what's your thoughts on that? Can he do it?
Well, I think that if Ja, and you know injuries, because you've been
Yeah.
there, done, and seen them. I've
Mhm.
played through injuries. I've had 2 knee surgeries. I don't care how much therapy that he gets. This will be on his offhand. And it's the hand that he's going to handle and come up in his jump shot with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I'm old school like LeBron and I'm Chicago made like AD, I'm going to test that wrist, baby. I'm going to smack the hell out of that wrist. Don't get me wrong, Val. We don't play dirty. But we want to see if you're on this court, I'm going to hit that wrist. I'm going to make sure I hit that wrist somehow, some way. And I don't think that Morant is going to be good, Mike, through this first series. I don't think that wrist is going to be back. Because if you've seen that fall,
Coach,
he fell about 8 feet.
first series, this is probably their last series. Now,
Right.
I hear you saying it, but I don't think people hear you saying
Wow.
it. Go, just say it. Just say it. I want you to say it. Go say it.
I love my boys. I think the Lakers may upset
Bye.
these boys
Bye.
in 7. I think
Bye.
the
Bye,
Lakers
Memphis.
get
Oh,
Sorry.
5.
no.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
and Val is
Mhm.
going to do world of wonders for the old man who is the oldest in the league right now at 40 almost.
That would be LeBron.
That would be LeBron.
Coach,
Mhm,
coach,
mhm.
coach. 3 words. Ball don't lie.
Oh,
Ball
wait a
don't lie.
minute. Oh
Ball
my
don't
goodness.
lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
And I think it'd be fitting, and no disrespect to any of the Grizzly Memphis players, because they
Mhm.
played, they
They
stuck
did.
together as a team
They did.
when Ja went on his little his
Right.
little mini vacation there during the year, when Ja had to figure out, how to stay
Who
off social
y'all
media and
Right.
how to mature and be a mature person.
And
But
he's
Ja
still he's still learning that as we go. Now the funny
and
part about it,
that's why I think he's going. I think that's why LeBron and AD are going to give him some extra time to watch the playoffs, make an early exit, and maybe mature a little bit more.
There
because
you
it's the
go.
veteran. Now, shifting to the East, we got a lot of injuries around here. Because if you've seen Val's man, Giannis, in
Still
the Milwaukee
back,
Bucks, he fell on his butt bone and hurt his back the other day. So
right?
this
Right.
is his
Giannis
second
back.
straight year. And he's playing against probably the worst team to put in the last place, and that's Miami and Jimmy Buckets, who gonna give you buckets.
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets gonna give
The
you
Butler
buckets.
will serve you for sure.
Serve he gonna serve you right now. I'm gonna
That's
serve
right. Woo!
uh, what you want. So it's gonna be difficult right there. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the Bucks only because they played well without Giannis through the year, Mike. And
Hmm.
that boy Drew Holiday and Lopez, and they get Middleton back. Those three are still intact. And Middleton's back. He's giving us 17, 18, 20 a game, still giving me some high double figures. So I'm thinking the Bucks get past that series
I
against.
I know NBA and college are different, but here I'll throw this to you, Coach. If you were breaking this down, the series, and like I said, I know NBA and college are different, but if you were looking at the Heat and the Bucks, Coach, who's the best coach in that series? What coach
Good
has the
Oh,
most
question.
playoff experience? Which coach knows how to get wins when they're absolutely necessary, regardless of who he puts out on the court?
the funny part about it, I'm a big Eric Spoelstra fan.
I hope you are, because that's where I'm going with this. Yes,
So I
absolutely
know, I
right.
know, I know, I know Buddha's great in Milwaukee, but Spoelstra, if he wasn't who he was, as well as I know, Pat Riley would have got rid of his ass a long time ago.
But see, you know what? You had my guy, hometown from Robbins represent. You had Dwayne Wade come through the Heat. You
There you
had
go.
you had Shaq come through the Heat.
Okay.
Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, thank you, Alonzo
Mhm.
Mourning. Retired Jersey come through the Heat. You've had all Jimmy Buckets come through the Heat. There's been one constant there. The Heat has it there, and you said his name already. It's
Who's that?
Spoelstra. It's the
Spoelstra.
coach. It's the coach.
The
It's
So,
coach.
like
Okay.
it's like Val
coach.
when it's like Val when people try to dog out Phil Jackson, and
Oh
he
my
said, "Okay,
gosh.
I'm gonna show you," and he went to the West Coast and did it again, and retired with the most rings of any coach, including Red Auerbach, top Red Auerbach. So
There you go.
that's where you got to go in. But as we wind down, I'm gonna give you coaches' perspective on the NBA. In the West, I got Denver, and believe it or not, the Sacramento Kings playing against one another with Denver moving on. In the East, I got the Bucks versus the Celtics, with the Celtics moving on, and I got the Celtics cutting down the nets in this year's 2023 NBA Finals.
To the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals, coach. You got Boston versus
Milwaukee,
yeah. All right. You got
and then
but then the Celtics come out of that, and then on
yep,
the West you got Sac
Denver versus Sacramento, your boy
and,
from
and,
Stacktown.
and Denver coming out of that.
I got Joker coming
All
out, and
right.
it's going to be a great series with Joker and them young boys. But I think
I'd
Celtics,
watch that. I'd watch Denver
I will
and
pay.
Boston.
I will,
I'd
I
watch
will, I
it.
will, I will fly to pay for that because Joker is a completely different beast, man. And don't get me wrong, because the one team you hadn't talked about tonight, which I'm shocked, is Joel Embiid, Harding, and Maxey, and Philly. And I like that, but I just don't think Philly got enough because they get flipped against
Um,
Boston for
yeah,
that final game.
yeah,
And I think
yeah. I
Boston
don't
outrun
either.
them.
Coach. I don't trust the Sixers.
Okay.
In stretches, and I don't trust them in stretches. I watched them with
Mhm.
a Brooklyn Nets team, which I'm amazed is in the playoffs.
Correct.
And and and
And
I and I, and
and
I
and
watched
and,
and I
and a
watched the
six
Nets
seed.
Go
run on them.
Brooklyn.
They're
Go
I
six
watched
seed.
Brooklyn.
They not only in the playoff, Mike, they're a six seed.
Woo!
and I watched them in stretches. Now, Doc Rivers knows how to close out a game, but I watched in stretches the Brooklyn Nets just run all over the 76ers. 76ers have
Mm.
no speed. They have no offensive power other than their MVP. I mean, so I just don't trust them.
They
Boston
went to
will
them tonight.
wear
They, they,
them
they,
out.
they went to them tonight. And right now, as you have it, Boston is up 2-0 over Atlanta. Sixers are up 2-0 over the Nets. The Warriors, Sacktown up 2-0 on the Warriors. And
Mhm.
then the game tonight is the Grizzlies and Lakers play the final late game tonight. And I'm
Mhm.
just telling you, right now, the finals. I think that this year's 2023 NBA Finals is going to be something of a dandy because Denver, if they get into it, this may be Denver's first time since probably my uncle played for them back in the probably the late 70s, early 80s. Denver been to a final.
Yeah, yeah. The one team, and I mentioned that I think is a sleeper, and I think if you were doing promotional purposes stuff that I would throw out to you, Coach. Promotional purposes. One team I think you got to watch out for because of their best player having all the rest that he had this year, just being ready, playoff ready, is right there in the corner of that picture y'all see. He's the guy that's standing there right behind Chris Paul, CP3, and right below Joker. That dude. Mister, we got next with New Balance. Coach.
No, no,
Kawhi look
no,
good, Coach. Kawhi
no,
look good.
no.
You don't think
I don't
Kawhi
think.
looks good?
Here's the reason why I don't like that one. Kawhi looked good, but Paul George is hurt, and they don't have CP3 there no more. And don't get me wrong, Westbrook played great the other night, but I don't think that I
Westbrook
don't
coming
think
out in
that
the child's pajamas, walking out in
yeah.
the child's
I don't,
pajamas to that
I
game.
just don't think they got the pieces, Mike. Not this year. They may look good. I think Kawhi slowed down a little bit. Paul George is seriously hurt. If he returns to the series, they
They
talking about
don't
he
need him.
may or may not.
They don't need him.
And Russell Westbrook is loving it right now because that means he gets to stay on the floor more.
Coach, coach, seriously, just a short time promotional purposes. I know we're wrapping up here. You don't think that the Clippers could get past the Suns?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. There we go. All right.
Emphatic no. And that's an emphatic no. I don't think so.
You
Dang.
emphatically don't think that they can get past the Suns.
No, I think they won that one game. The Suns will
Mm.
come back and win tomorrow night, tie the series
Oh,
up.
right
Going
now,
back,
tonight.
I mean, tonight. They'll win tonight.
Yeah.
They'll tie the series up tonight, 1-1 going back to Los Angeles.
All right.
We'll be remiss. We do want to mention because I want to give him his love, Coach. Coach, there was some NFL news as we wrap up tonight. There was some NFL news, wasn't there?
Brother
Somebody
Hamlin,
got the bag this week, didn't they? They
Brother
got they
Hamlin.
got the Brinks truck bag this week.
Hey, you know how the emergency lights come on, don't you, Mike and Val?
Mm-hmm.
Boop,
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 boop.
boop,
They were backing
boop,
that Brinks truck
boop.
up to Jalen Hurts' house, huh?
Man, pay me.
Woo!
Hey,
Woo-hoo!
hey, Val and Mike, you remember this line? More money, more money, more.
Coach, I gotta throw this to you at the last. This is my assist to you because if anybody's been watching Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday, since when we were into football, Coach Tony told us all about Jalen Hurts and his management team, his all female all stars that were gonna put him over the top. And
Told you.
did they ever? Did
told you.
they ever?
I told you that.
You told us.
And he rocking it.
Extended
Hey, hey, Mike.
$225
Hey,
million.
hey,
Yeah, he
hey,
extended.
hey, Mike and Val. You know, hey, Mike, hey, Val, Val, you in the music, so you know when you get an extended version, Mike. What
Extended,
do you get? You
the
get a
extended
lower
remix.
LP. Right, you get
Oh,
a
that's
remix.
that
Right,
EP.
you get the remix version. You get the extended LP on.
Woo!
You get the beats. You get about 16 bars before the verse come in.
Well, he got 225, but he got and 179 of them. That 225 guaranteed.
And
Oh,
and that means at the agent walking away with about 15%, she's sitting on
I'm
close to about
sorry,
40 mil.
she is, and who is she? Who is she?
Man,
She came through, dude. She came through, buddy. And as the story goes, when Jalen Hurts went from Alabama, went out to Oklahoma,
Oklahoma,
did his thing at Oklahoma, and
right?
as soon as that last college game was over, his phone went on. And who
Hey,
was
but
on the phone? The agent was on the phone with him.
And here's the crazy part about it, what a lot of people don't realize. He goes out to Oklahoma and he has to sit behind Tyler Murray.
I mean, look, the Jalen Hurts story is amazing. Just short of winning the Super Bowl this year, probably outplayed Patrick. Patrick will tell you he probably outplayed him in the Super Bowl this
Oh, by
year.
far. Oh, by far.
So, but they didn't get it. It's a team game. The Chiefs won it as
Right,
a
team
team.
game. Right.
But Hurts
He had
had
to
a
run. Hurts had to use too much of his legs. He ran too much. Exactly right.
right, and we know that probably one of the reasons that kept Hurts from getting that was they had to go take the screw. The hardware came out just this week, so he got the bag, took the thing out his ankle, ready to go. Fly Eagle Fly is coming, and as you said there, Jalen Hurts wrote this for Essence. Look, his agent, a sister, his agent got that. What'd you say? You estimated that at probably 40? She got 40 out of this?
About 40. In that somewhere in that ballpark. It's about 15.
And his
And
whole team, he's got black women at the top of his team, but he's got women
Oh,
all around him. His whole management, coach,
his
you
whole
told us
entire team.
about that.
The
You told
market,
us about
the
that.
marketing team, the management, the community team, the youth team. He's got nothing. He's got a full female team around him, which speaks volume. And Val, they're young.
and her
Yes,
name
it is
is
Nicole.
Nicole Lynn.
Yeah,
Coming out of Rich Paul's crew, right?
Rich
Mhm.
Paul's crew.
Nicole
So
Lynn.
that means Rich Paul getting probably a little kickback, which I mean LeBron gives some kickbacks. So that money flying everywhere, dog.
Right, and if y'all don't know sports and you don't music, Rich Paul is the chocolate brother next to Adele. Okay, so that's
Correct.
part of him.
And
That's what he
and
is.
Is
and
the
Well, that's who
chocolate
he
brother
is,
and
next
right?
to
Ain't he?
Adele.
Ain't
and to take it deeper than that, if y'all don't know, Rich Paul is a young brother that was a point guard that was at Saint Elizabeth when LeBron was there in high school, and to move on to play in college, and he was LeBron's homeboy, and LeBron brought him right with to manage,
yeah,
to manage his contractual stuff. And
exactly,
now,
exactly.
obviously, he takes care of little Bronny and blowing up. And if you haven't seen it and you still don't know what I'm talking about, if you go back on BET, not Netflix, but BET on demand and type in Clutch, he had his own series last year talking about that. And who did he have that's killing right now, Mike? Cam Johnson, Cam Johnson, Cam Johnson, killing with the Knicks. So I'm just telling you, it's insane. Absolutely.
This is when we remind you to subscribe to Interludes YouTube channel so you can get all of these extra things. Because if you've been hitting that like button and sharing, you know that Coach Tony told you about Jalen Hurts. You know he told you what he was going to do this year. You know he told you about that management team and what that management team was capable of. Hey, Coach. Lamar Jackson wishes he had Jalen Hurts management team.
Oh yeah, he went because he instead of that he had the Kardashian management team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson got a fool for a client, huh? So yeah. So he wishes he had Jalen Hurts management team. Coach Tony, my
Yo,
goodness, my goodness. I
I,
mean, all we gotta
it's
do is
been
listen
great.
to you and we get
Val,
educated. It's amazing.
Val, if you not screaming at these folks, Val, about subscribing, then put them out to the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Put them out to the pastor. We're gonna let it run over. But hey, in other words, on the next week's show, you guys keep your ears to the grind because we got a couple surprises coming up. We got a couple more things that's going to be dropping off here. And, but my words, Mr. Wamble, I love you. Val, the voice, my girl. But, it's time for me to exit stage left, and I'm out.
He's out. There you go. There's the coach. Woo! All right. Woohoo!
Always.
Always.
I mean,
All the
I
great
mean, I,
predictions
I
have
didn't
come from
know.
him.
Yeah, I didn't because I didn't know about Jalen Hurts, the whole structure of it. It was Coach Tony was
That
telling me
was
about that
coach.
months ago. It's like, no, no, you got to watch out for this. No, now he coming
You
up
have to
this
pay
year. This
attention.
year,
Well,
pay
they
attention.
lost the Super Bowl. Nope, nope, Val. Pay
Yeah, yeah,
attention, Val.
yeah. Well, okay, they did lose the Super Bowl, but I think he did pretty well for himself.
He did phenomenally well, and I'm telling you, quiet as it's kept, I was really pulling for Philadelphia for the Super Bowl. It's
That's
quiet
okay.
as it's kept.
That's okay.
So,
That's
but
fine.
but it was the first time we had two African American quarterbacks in
Yes.
the Super Bowl. So that
Yeah.
to me was huge, and I couldn't be extremely angry at either. So it is what it is. But now here we go. Tomorrow on Wednesday, it will be hashtag Wamble Wednesday. What
Yes.
will you be chit chatting about? Succession was last week,
Yeah,
HBO.
yeah.
What about
We talked
this
about
week?
the TV. We did the TV stuff.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna go into what's going on this week. This has been a really interesting week. Events
Hmm.
going on there. So I'm gonna touch on some of that. We try to keep it light here. Interludes Extra Taco Tuesday. I'm gonna get into it with y'all tomorrow
All
because
right.
you know I think we should be able to knock on doors without getting shot. Put
Yeah,
it like that.
that's very much so.
I
And
think we should be able to knock on the door and pick up our
mhm.
brothers without without somebody shooting us and then going home and sleeping in their own bed that night. I don't think we
Yeah.
need to have a separate attorney general for Black America to have things turn out the way that they need to. So we'll get on into
AKA,
that.
yeah, AKA Ben Crump, which I will try magic to try to get him on. I would love to have a discussion with Ben Crump on this platform. That would be fun. That would be
Absolutely,
fun. So,
absolutely.
God, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kevin, for putting it in the chat tomorrow. Hashtag
Yeah,
Womble Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central, 7 ish. Black Lives Matter, and 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and of course 5 on the, as one of my friends says, the best coast, the West Coast. I can't agree with that. I can't quite agree with
that's
that.
okay. That's okay.
Can't
I'm
quite
so
agree with
sorry.
that.
I was so sorry. The technical difficulties preventing me from hearing you talk about the wonderful weekend that we had, where we kept
I
running into each
know.
other all weekend. But
I
I know
know.
you set that straight, and so I know
I
people got
did.
the information.
I showed the video of you getting the season, and then we found out earlier. Aretha was here a little bit earlier. I don't know if she's still
Ah,
here.
respect. Yeah, that's
Miss
fine.
Respect, Miss Respect Tatum.
Yeah,
She said
yeah.
the
Well,
exact type
Auntie
of
Tracy
seasoning
is
you
here.
she said this exact type of seasoning that you got. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is wonderful. She said you got custom hickory smoke season. That's what you have. And so I told the audience before you got here, you are someone who grills and you're a cooker. Yeah, it smells great. So
Yeah,
it's
it does.
custom
It does smells good.
hickory
It smells
smoke seasoning. So seasoned for the season. Tracy, Aretha, Bella, Yolanda, Paul, Kevin, LG. We had Brown Sugar Cafe. That was Terrence. And of course, Jimmy, Mark. You guys, thank you all so very much for coming by
Thank you.
on the wonderful Talk on Tuesdays. What's your name, Mr. Womble?
My name is not Val the Voice Johnson, but yours is, and this has been Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice. Hey,
Hey, if you want to
love you
become
guys.
thank you. If you guys want to become a sponsor or be our guest. I don't know why I went Disney. Go ahead. Go ahead and let us know. And we will be here coming to you every Tuesday. We're one of the best entertainment shows on the internet. Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. We're out. Peace.